How to make yourself more attractive. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to make yourself more attractive. Before we get into this video, please do me a huge favor and leave a like on this video, and please do subscribe. Thank you so much. So let's get straight into these tips. So the first way to make yourself more attractive is to be yourself. This was something that I struggled a lot when I was a teenager and when I was an early adult. And this wasn't just with the women that I really liked. This was friends that I had as well. I basically felt like I couldn't be myself, and because of that, I tried to adopt my friends' likes and dislikes. I tried to adopt the likes of the girls that I liked in hopes that by doing so, they would like me back. I was so worried about what they thought of me that I felt like I had to dress a certain way, that I had to like certain types of music, and basically I just wasn't myself. And the truth is that you have to be yourself, even if it means people are going to dislike you, even if it means people are going to think you're sad. Like, one of the things that I really like is I really like music from Broadway, and obviously growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, a lot of people thought that music was uncool. Not everyone, but a lot of people didn't really like that kind of music. It was very much into like clubbing type of music and R&B. And even though I thought that music was okay, I really loved Broadway music, like even songs from like Disney movies. Like, I really loved that kind of music. And I felt sad if I ever said that to someone and they were like, what? You like that kind of stuff? And then because that happened a couple of times, I felt like I had to change who I was. Like, I had to listen to different kinds of music. But if I had just stood my ground and said something like, well, I find this music really meaningful and it means a lot to me, that's the reason why I like it. If I'd have just stood my ground, they would have respected me more. But because I changed my opinion to theirs, and because I started liking different music, not only did they not respect me that much, I also didn't respect myself very much. And because I didn't respect myself very much, I was coming across in a way that was very weak, that was very needy, and therefore other people didn't like me that much, and other people didn't respect me. So it was this horrible loop. But if I had just been myself and stood strong with my convictions, that kind of thing probably wouldn't have happened. And even if it did, even if they did think I was sad and they didn't want to be friends with me, then so be it. I would go and find someone else to be friends with. And that's the attitude that you need to have, not only with your friends and the people in your life, but also with the women in your life as well, all those kinds of people that you are trying to attract into your life. You need to be yourself, even if it's polarizing, even if it's going to make them angry, even if it's going to make them upset, especially if you have a different political opinion to them and you have different opinions about legislations that are going on in the world. You need to stay true with your convictions. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not rigid, and it doesn't mean that you can't be swayed into another way of thinking, because I think it's best to always be open about learning new things. But if you really believe in something and it's a really strong conviction, you need to stand by them and not match their opinion to yours in hopes that they will like you more. So never do that. Never do something hoping that by doing so it's going to make them like you more. Just be yourself and just let things happen as they may. And then you'll know that you have authentic friends, and the girl you're on a date with knows the real you and likes you for who you are. Be yourself, even if that means that you're going to get rejected by people. And that includes your friends, as well as the women or other people that you're trying to attract. A good question to ask yourself is, when you're interacting with someone you're trying to attract, think of what you're about to say and think, am I saying this or am I doing this to get them to like me, or am I saying this and doing this because this is why I actually believe and this is why I actually want. And if you know in your heart that you're doing it because you're trying to impress them or you're trying to get them to like you, then you know it's not something right, that you know it's not the right thing to do. However, if you're doing it because you know that this is true, that you feel confident in doing this and that this doesn't go against anything else and this is truly who you are, then of course you can do it whatever it is. So an example of this might be you're talking to a woman at a bar, let's say, and you can tell that she is drinking something. And it kind of looks like a cocktail or something, but you really like beers, or perhaps you really like whiskey. Don't start ordering yourself a cocktail just because the girl that you're on a date with has got one, or the girl that you're talking to has got one. Get the drink that you want to drink. Don't get a drink because you think this is what's acceptable. So another way that you can make yourself more attractive is obviously through your physical appearance. So one of the most important things, because this is something that can turn someone off you instantly, and that is personal hygiene. So if you come into contact with someone who, looks really good, let's say they've got a really good body, and then you get closer to them and you notice that they smell of BO or like urine or something, it's going to put you off for them immediately. So you need to make sure that you do actually smell good, that you take care of your hygiene, that you bathe every day or shower every day, that you wash your hair often, that you make sure that you change your clothes regularly so you don't smell too much. So this means washing your clothes and not wearing the same things every single day. Another thing to do is to wear clothes that make you personally feel confident in, that you feel sexy in, that you feel cool in. Wear clothes like that, because if you feel cool, if you feel attractive, then more people will more likely be attracted to you. Because if you're wearing things and you don't actually feel comfortable in those clothes, if you don't feel confident in those clothes, if you don't feel attractive in those clothes, you're going to come across not very confident. But if you're wearing something that you feel confident in, you're going to come across that way. So wear clothes that you personally feel attractive in and that you feel confident in. Of course, another way to take care of your physical appearance is to eat the right things and to obviously exercise your body. You don't have to, go to a gym. I don't use a gym. I work out at home. I've got a pair of dumbbells. And I've obviously got an internet connection, so I can do YouTube workouts. There's YouTube weight exercises. There's cardio exercises on YouTube as well. So you don't need any fancy equipment. I think my dumbbells, they cost me about £16. Like, it wasn't that much. And I found them to be effective in gaining the kind of muscle that I want to maintain. So you don't need anything fancy. You don't need to spend thousands and thousands on fancy gym equipment when you can just use your own body and an internet connection and videos on YouTube. But if you do want to get a gym membership, then that's great. Or if you can afford a personal trainer, that's great. Or you want to start some kind of class, like a spin class or like a taekwondo class or karate or something, that's cool. Obviously, you want to make sure that you are exercising in a way that you personally like. So if you really like swimming, then don't go running. Just because you feel like that's what everyone does and that's the new hip thing to do. Exercise in a way that you like, and that might take some time. It may take a while for you to find the kind of workout that personally that you really like. So it may take some time for you to find a workout that you actually like doing. So especially if you haven't worked out that much in the past, try some different techniques. I went through a lot of different styles. Swimming is something that I like to do, but I don't particularly like running. I don't really like being on an exercise bike. But what I do like to do is I do like to do a different range of cardio kinds of type exercises, like kickboxing or boxing or just a regular cardio. And I also like to do like a weightlifting video as well, which is about 17 to 20 minutes long. Which I do consistently. Something for you though is that you might actually, want to go to a gym, or you might want to go to like a fighting studio, like karate or taekwondo or something. And that might be your favorite way to exercise. Or perhaps you just want to join a group that goes out walking or something. Find something that you personally like and that brings a lot of meaning to you. Don't just do things because everyone else is doing it. Just because you see every other really muscular person going to the gym every day doesn't mean that you have to do that. Just because you think because everyone else is doing it, you need to do that. You don't. Okay, you can live your life the way you want to live it. So find the kind of exercise routine that you can be happy with and that you can stay consistent with because you enjoy it. So the next way to become more attractive is to improve your emotional and mental health. So obviously the best way that you can do this is probably to find a therapist so you can work through some issues that you may have had in the past, to go through any past trauma that you may have had. Obviously you need to consult a therapist with that. Please do not ask me for anything like that you need therapy with and you need to heal past traumas. I can't help you with that kind of stuff. I'm not a professional. I just know a lot about dating and relationships. So I really recommend that you go to an actual therapist for this kind of thing. And in the UK, finding a therapist isn't actually that bad. It's not that expensive, but I understand that you may not be in the financial situation to be able to afford a therapist. So the next best thing for you probably then is to just read a lot of books on psychology, or perhaps listening to personal development things. I'll give you some things that personally help with my mental health in this positive resources playlist. You can go through some of those things. Those are some things that has personally helped me with my mental health, but I understand that some people have really, really deep-rooted issues that they actually need to talk to a professional with. If you have got the capital, then please invest in a therapist. But remember that a therapist can only be really used as a tool to help you work through these things. Only you can solve your problems, remember. They can help you and they can guide you and they can give you the correct guidance and the right guidance, but ultimately only you can take action on what they give to you and what they say to you. Please keep that in mind when you do go to a therapist. Don't just expect them to fix everything for you, because you're going to have to do a lot of work on your own, because they can't be with you every single day at every single moment. And also, if you can, read books on personal development and self-help. Again, that's really helped me with my personal mental health. You might want to do it differently. I don't know, perhaps there's some podcasts that you can listen to or something else. But whatever you do, just try and find enough resources that can help you have a stronger mental health. Also, something that's personally helped me improve my mental health is trying to improve, even if it's just a small amount each week. And this, it doesn't just have to be with your mental health, but it can be just feeling like you're improving in general. So it could be doing your work more effectively, being able to concentrate more when you're studying, or it could be even as simple as getting a better night's sleep than the week before. In those areas that are really important in your life, try and find a way that you can improve those areas a little bit each week. They don't have to be massive change. It doesn't have to be, astronomical, like, oh, I'm going to exercise 30 minutes this week and then the next week I'm going to do an hour each day or something. You don't have to do like a big change. It can be just something as simple as doing something longer for 5 minutes, or it could be just trying to improve something in a different way. So let's say you do go to the gym and you use weights. It might just be putting an extra pound on the weights that you use. Something simple, something easy that can help you improve a little bit each week. And if you feel like you're growing, if you feel like you're getting better, that's going to help your mental health quite substantially, and that's personally helped mine. The next way you can become more attractive is to cultivate your opinions, and this is something I haven't talked about that much, I don't think, but the idea is to become a bit more of a deeper thinker, but also the idea obviously is to not bore people. So when someone asks you a question about your likes and dislikes, this could very well be on a date, like, oh, what movies do you like? Don't just say, oh, I like Lord of the Rings, and then elaborate a little bit on why you like it, especially if they do ask you why do you like it. They might be like, okay, well, why do you like the Lord of the Rings movies? And just give a genuine thought on the movies and why you like it. Don't just say, oh, because it's good. Okay, give a bit of a more profound answer. You don't have to give like a really long-winded answer and just talk about it for an hour. Just give a quick snappy sentence as to why those movies are really, really important to you. But you need to obviously remember the social cues. If it looks like you're talking about something for too long and you can tell the other person is getting bored, then obviously you're talking for too long. A great book on how to get better at talking to people and communicating is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. There's actually a link for that in the description of this video. So that's something that's really, really helped me understanding relationships, understanding how to communicate, and getting better at communicating with people, basically. My next point kind of goes into the first thing that I talked about in this video, and that is, don't worry if your opinion isn't something that the other person likes. So do not be afraid of giving your opinion, no matter who it is. You have to be yourself. It seems like in this day and age, a lot of people are really, really afraid to say what they really think. But the thing is that it's always really refreshing to come into contact with someone who isn't afraid of sharing their opinion. So even though we want kind of people to have less opinions or to have their opinion to match ours so there's no conflict, I personally think that it's better if we all have different opinions and different stances on things. And it's really refreshing when you meet someone like that who's not afraid to say what they really think. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean that you bully or berate people, but what it does mean is that you just say what you truly think. So if you have a political preference, let's say, just give the reasons why you think that person is a good candidate. You don't have to, say anything mean or something hurtful to someone. But the most important thing is that you're authentic. So the next way you can make yourself more attractive is to find those things in life that bring you passion and bring you meaning. So here's a good question to ask yourself. What excites you? Like, what really excites you? So something for me personally is whenever I look ahead into my future, that really excites me because I feel like I can help a lot of people. And I feel like, my channel grows each week, and that's really helping me, and that's really makes me excited whenever I get like a really good bunch of views, or I get a nice spread of comments, or I get people wanting to talk to me and wanting to learn things from me. That really excites me, that really interests me. Something else kind of mundane that some people might not find that exciting is if I get a new book, or if someone recommends me a book and I'm like, oh, that sounds really interesting, I really want to look into that topic. So that kind of stuff excites me as well. What personally excites you? That might be a good thing to write down. What excites me? What do I find interesting? What are my passions? And the idea is if you've got a passionate life and you're actually taking action on those things that excite you and that bring you meaning, you're going to come across more passionate. You're going to come across more ambitious, especially if, let's say, you've got like a side hustle that you're really working towards and it's something that you have a lot of passion around and you're really excited about. Whenever you're on a date with someone and they ask you, about your life and stuff, you can tell them about that and they'll be able to see from your expression how passionate you are about how ambitious you are. And that's a really attractive quality. It's not so much what it is, but it's the fact that you're just got something in your life that you're really excited about. And if you come across as really excited about that certain thing, you're going to come across as more attractive, because we're always more attractive to those people that sort of come alive, and have really strong convictions about certain things and are really passionate when they talk. And if you can become like that, if you have things in your life that you're genuinely passionate about, when those topics come up, you're not going to be able to help but come across as attractive, because ambition and passion, and when someone is passionate, it is really attractive. So this goes into my last point on how to become more attractive, and that is to design a life that you are happy about and that you're proud of. So this doesn't have to be like 20 years in the future. What can you do today to have a really good day? What can you do today that pleases you, that is good for you, that some things that you want to be doing every day but you're not because you're procrastinating or something like that. What are those things? What are those things you want to be doing that would make you feel better about yourself but you're not doing for whatever reason? Do some more of those things, kind of change the way you look at it a little bit and see if you can get yourself more excited and more pumped up to be able to tackle those things. Because if you're living a day-to-day life that is really good, that you are happy with, that is good for you, that you enjoy, you're going to come across much more better and more attractive when you're on a date, because it's not about your dreams that are far off in the future. You need to be living a day-to-day life that is also exciting as well, that can help you get to that future. So be excited about your future and where you're going, but also be happy and excited with your day-to-day life as well. Don't just be living in the future and in your dreams. You need to be doing those things obviously every day that can help you get to your dream, but design a kind of like a day-to-day life that you can be really happy of and proud of while you're working towards those bigger dreams and goals that you have. And if you do all these things, you will come across as more attractive. Okay? So obviously some quick tips on maybe like body language. If you're a guy, then one of the best things for you to do is obviously to just stand like as if you're really proud of yourself. So just have your shoulders back. Just having your shoulders back a little bit can really, really help with your mood, and it can help, put some more testosterone in you. So if you stand powerfully, you're more likely to come across as more attractive and feel more confident as well. So that's just a quick tip. Whenever you're around a girl, don't become shy and meek. And have that kind of body language. Just open up your chest and put your arms back, and not all the way so your chest is sticking out too far, but just enough so you can you've got a good posture. And that's a quick way you can change your physiology to be more attractive and to feel more attractive. So have your head up, don't be looking at the ground, be looking into their face. and have your shoulders back. I also think having your shoulders back works for women as well. I think it's just something that just helps anyone feel a little bit more confident, but this will definitely work for guys. So I hope this has helped you. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop, and I shall talk to you guys again very soon. Goodbye, guys.